what are good relationships that we can cultivate?
Right. So the only relationship you have to remember to cultivate right now is the one that you have with yourself. Um, I always talk about how shame gets in the way of everything. And there really is a difference between the little you and the big you. And the little you made a lot of the decisions about life that the big you is living out of today. So there's a relationship between the you that is little and the you that grew to become an adult. And you know, just think about it every time you have a temper tantrum or you're getting upset. Just remember what that's like to be out of control, right? So you can say that the wise you or the older you wouldn't quite do that, but with the kid in you, yeah. So I think that's the relationship to go into. Like, who am I? Like, who am I now? And when I look at the little kid in me, what does she want? Like, I don't know about everybody else's little kid, but like mine kind of goes a little bit into hiding. Like, I dare you, come and get me. Like, So it's like, okay, what do I have to do to remind her that it's okay? Because she's scared. For whatever reason, grown-up June, I'm not so scared because the universe has me. I feel held all the time. And I learned early on the whole basics down to the wire on how to create your own reality. And so I made sure that I use my thoughts, I use my intentions, right thinking, I gave up trying to be perfect. There's things that you can do, but when it comes down to this time when you have no distractions and you're with yourself, then take a minute and go inside and ask your little kid, what do you want? How can I help? Come sit on my knee. And you'll see, you might find that he is in a corner, really pissed off. I just know some of the biggest work that I've ever done on myself and that I've seen other people do was acknowledging and then going in to find that little kid and just kind of getting real with what happened. Where did the scars come from? People don't usually come out of the wound so angry or feel so betrayed, or things happen in life that let us down, and then we have this whole we have a whole history to support it, and we'll try to create things in our life so that we can continue to say, see, I knew I was right, I knew that was true. So we need to go and look and see what is true. What is it that we learned when we were little, that we were conditioned to learn, that might have been good for the people around us, but it's not true for us now? And how are we going to know that if we don't go looking? Thank God that there is an environment right now where people can have these conversations. It didn't used to be, common, and now you have each other. We can talk about it with each other. How do you feel? You don't have to just say, great. You can say, well, it's complicated. Because right now, your feelings are probably a little complicated. It's what's happening in the world for all of us. It's even more important to realize why you're not alone. We have community. We have each other.
And what unfolds when we have a healthy relationship with ourselves and our inner child? What unfolds there?
Oh God, okay, this is the good news. So the question was, what unfolds when we do work with our inner child, when we do come to meet, right? When the wise adult comes to meet the innocent little kid. Well, first, it might take a minute for some people, because first there's a little act of forgiveness thing. You've got to ask, there's different ways to do it, but personally, when I went in, it wasn't easy. I had to get that little kid in me to trust me for a minute. And she had felt rejected, and she had every reason to, and it took a minute. So first you have to try to sit with where they're at. Sit with where your kid is. Try to understand why they feel the way they feel. Why you feel the way you feel. And get familiar with some of the basic beliefs that kid is coming from that are affecting you today. Like, how do you feel about love, relationships, money? How do you feel about a career, job, life purpose? Where were the limitations put for you? What has the filter left you with that is anything but going big and finding your calling and doing what you love to do and being, acknowledged for it, and feeling the joy that comes from being present in the moment. Like, these are things that we all want, and it's up to us. There's nobody that can feel joy for you. It doesn't happen. but anybody can feel it. I mean, I've been in the rainforest with kids who've never, ever, 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 ever even seen a road or a piece of plastic or anything, and they're just as happy to take the spine off of a branch and turn it into a string that pulls a little boat that's made out of a leaf, you know? Resources are something that we invented for exchange. And so, not for exchange, I mean, we didn't invent resources, but we use our resources for exchange. And for that, we find ways to give and take. But we so seldom actually remember that we're here for each other emotionally, and not just in the material world, but in the spiritual world. And so through connection, through unity, through giving back, through volunteering, through just doing your own personal work, and that allows you to kind of recognize when you are projecting, and finding ways to be okay with the chaos, so that everything doesn't have to be perfect for you to still feel like it's okay and like you're okay. You know, perfect is overrated. I mean, it sets you up for failure every time. So what? You know, we also have to remember that the old beliefs aren't true anymore about that if you don't have a job, you must not be worth much. You know what I mean? You must be, you must be a failure. I mean, we've got to let go of these beliefs, because a lot of people don't have jobs through no fault of their own. And so you're creating your own reality, but to the degree in which you can do something with the life experience that's in front of you right now. You know, you've got your thinking, you've got your imagination, you've got your ways that you relate with each other. Just like everybody, we can ask for help. It's really hard for some people to ask for help. Fuck, it's hard for me to ask for help. But at the same time, like, we're all better for receiving. We're better at getting good at receiving. And there are genuinely people who give to give, who are also receiving from giving. And that could be you, It might be that that's a way that you receive. But in these times, if not now, when? We've got each other. So, does that answer your question?